What is going on, everybody? It is Coach Jess Lee, and I am a certified personal trainer, a prenatal postpartum exercise specialist, and more importantly, I am your workout partner for the next 25 to 30 minutes. Now, today we are going through a full body at home workout, and dumbbells are going to be required. If you only have a few options, totally okay. I'll cue you on how to make the most out of a workout, regardless of the weights that you have available to you. I'm going to get right into it. Let's get warmed up. This is an all levels workout. I'll show modifications if you have an injury or an issue. And please like, follow, and leave in the comments how this went for you. I'll be providing lots of workouts long term so that everyone can enjoy their workout from home, have some guidance to learn, and be with me on the way. So first, we're going to start with some dynamic stretches to get our joints mobile. We're going to go top to bottom. So starting with some neck rolls here. Really big circles, really getting our neck warmed up, going the other way. The reason why we go dynamic and move through stretches in the beginning of our workout is because these muscles aren't warm yet. So the joint and muscle isn't going to stretch very easily. Moving on to the shoulder, we'll start with just one side, doing arm circles, making sure the rest of your body stays still, working on that range of motion, other way through that whole shoulder. The more warm our joints and our muscles can be, the better they are going to move during this workout. Now, this is my first workout of the day too, so I'm really excited to do this with you and give it my all. So if you catch me breathing hard with you, totally normal because I'm doing the work with you. Let's do some dynamic arm twists, starting to get into the low back here. You can start to engage your core, see how that feels, because we are going to have to keep it like that the whole workout. Pretend like you got big dumbbells in your arms, reach overhead, pull down, reach overhead, really pull down, feel your wings reach and grab on. Next up, we are going to do some hip circles. So lifting the leg and coming back over, almost like you're stepping over a baby gate or a doggy gate. Very nice. Other side. And just getting into your body. How do you feel today? Are you already coming up with excuses or worries? Get those out of your head. I am here to support you. Go ahead and try to squat real, real low. Stay down here and just move side to side, shifting your weight around. See if your breathing is shallow already. Totally normal, but let's try and deepen it. Take any more stretches you think that you need, maybe some leg shakes, maybe a jump up and down, maybe it's a little dance party, but we're going to keep warming ourselves up with 3 different movements. We're going to do mountain climbers, then we'll stand up for speed squats, and then we'll go back down for some push-ups. If you are not likely to get up, down, go ahead and just put your arms against a wall, and you can do your mountain climbers here and your push-ups here. All right, we're just going to run through this quickly. I'll cue you when to start and stop. No rigidity in this piece. Let's start with our mountain climbers and go ahead and get climbing. Now, I don't want you to go too fast here. I want you to feel that plank body. You're holding a plank and you're just moving your legs underneath it. So maintain that core and see if you can get your abs to pull your leg in towards your chest. Come on up to standing, feet hip width. We're going to do speed squats. So going right parallel to the floor and shoot yourself right back up. For you to get the most out of this, put your weight in the middle and back of your foot. You should be able to wiggle your toes on the way down. Good. Then back to the floor for push-ups. Just a couple here, warming up the upper body. Go ahead and come on down. Push up. If you need to drop to your knees, remember that you're still in a plank position. Good. You can practice having your elbows out wide or your elbows running against your side. Nice work, nice work. Shake it out, shake it out. So just a quick warm up. I'm not the biggest warm up fan. I say, let's get right into it. As long as my joints and my muscles have experienced a little bit, I'm ready to go. So we're going to start by alternating between an upper body movement and a lower body movement. This is going to allow us to be really effective with our time and keep moving through while one muscle group rests, the other can work. So grabbing a pair of dumbbells, we are going to do a chest press on the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my 15-pound weights. You grab what feels best for you today. Laying down on the floor, arms are at a 45-degree angle to your sides, and we're gonna press up and push down, doing about 10 to 12 reps. If the weight that you have is feeling light, go ahead and go for more repetition. If it's feeling really heavy, do as many as you can with good form. If you want to level this up, you can push through your feet and lift up into a glute bridge and hold it there. Remember what muscle you're using. Chest pushes, just like our push-up muscles. Let's do 2 more and 1 more. We are going to stand on up and move on to lower body right away. We're going to rack our weights up onto our shoulders, not resting on our shoulders if you can manage to float them. And we're going to take some squats. Squatting down, pushing up. I'll give you a side view, going for 8 to 15 reps, depending on the weight choices that you have. Exhaling on the way up. That's how you know you're engaging your core on the way up. You exhale all that air out. If the weight is feeling light, add a pause at the bottom. And if it's feeling really heavy, keep good form. Let's do 1 more. Awesome. Those are our 2 movements. Change the weight if you need to challenge yourself more or to make it more doable for you. We are back down on the ground for our chest press. Press it up. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. So be sure to get a little uncomfortable and know that you are safe and I've got your back. Now you are in my garage with me today, as you can see, just to show you you can do these workouts any place, anytime. Go ahead and rest and come on up. Now remember, your legs are a lot stronger than your arms. So if you have a heavier weight to grab, don't hesitate to. I'm staying here because I'm talking to you, and you don't need to hear me breathing so dang loud. Down and up with your squats. If you need to, go ahead and put 1 weight down and hold this weight like a goblet. Remember to wiggle those toes on the way down so there's not too much pressure in your knees. Let's do 2 more. Nice work. We are going to run through that superset 1 more time. Grab a sip of water. Set your intention for our final round. And if you've never joined me live on Zoom or on YouTube before, when I take a sip of water, you take a sip of water. 1 more time, everybody. Hopefully you have some music with you as I continue to improve this recording for you. You will be getting some music along with your workouts with me. Now you should be strong and confident through this movement by now. Trying to keep your shoulders on the ground the whole time. We don't need to reach up and out of our shoulder blade. Just bring the arms to full extension. 3 more, add that hip lift if you want. Last one. Awesome. Let's finish it up with 1 more round of squats. Rack the weight up or take the single goblet hold if that is what has worked best for you. Pay attention to if your knees are buckling in. Spread them out. Push out on those knees. Nice work, nice work. Stay with me for 3, 2, and 1. All right, take a break, grab a sip of water. Now we were just using our chest and mostly our quads for the squats. So for those of you who are looking for ideas of what to do in the gym, I'm going to move on to two different muscle groups because we just worked these. So we worked the front side. Now let's work the back side. Our two exercises are going to be a bent over row, which is going to work our back, and a deadlift. Now, since these are so similar in the body positioning, we're going to turn it into a little combo. So what we're going to do is we are going to roll our shoulders back and down. We're going to really squeeze our arms against our sides, and we're going to go into our one deadlift. At the bottom of your deadlift, you'll give me a row, and then you'll stand on up. Okay, we were squatting. Now we are deadlifting. Notice how my knees aren't bending here. I'm just tipping forward with a flat back. So try to make that happen for yourself. I'm going to grab my 20-pound weights just for some context. All right. Arms are against your sides. We're going to come on down, tuck our chin, row up, and stand up with a flat back. Come on down, row, and stand up. Really trying to feel that stretch in the back of your legs and that squeeze of your shoulder blades. If you're feeling this in your low back, allow your knees to bend a little bit more while still hinging forward. Our elbows are coming to about a 45-degree angle from our sides. That's just one variation. And up. If you feel like your shoulders are starting to round, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Squeeze your arm against your sides. Last one. And up. Nice work. Take a break now. Because that's the movement we're doing, we need to let those muscles rest. So if you feel like you can just get started again right now, that's your clue that you didn't grab a heavy enough weight. If you do start again and you're able to do your whole set, again, you didn't challenge the muscle enough because a muscle that got worked hard enough to change needs to rest and refuel during a rest period. Minimum rest period is going to be about 30 seconds, but the longer we wait, that means the heavier it was, the more challenging it was. All right. So again, if you felt like you were rounding, we really want to come up, stand up, roll back and down. And if we only go this far before we start to round, that's as far as you go. If you don't have a mirror available to you, go ahead and practice with a broomstick or with something light or no weight at all in the mirror, and then come back and try it again with weight. Squat down to pick up your weights, and let's get going again. Now this time I want you to think about your feet, and there's a piece of paper underneath your feet, and you're trying to rip that piece of paper apart. This engages all the legs in our muscle. And pull up. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on that row. Feel the stretch in the back of your legs. That's the muscle we're working. We stretch it on the way down and we squeeze it on the way up. 3 more. 2 to go. Slow it down. Control your muscles. Good work, everybody. Take that much needed break. Roll your shoulders back. Move it around. And we're going to get going one more time. Now, it is the fall season. It is cold outside. And a lot of people don't have the motivation to go to the gym right now. So that is what we're doing here. We are together in our house, in our garage, wherever you are, just making it work, making it happen, and burning calories. Whatever your goal is, movement is going to help get you there. Any kind, whatever works for you. So if any of the movements that I do aren't working for you, do something that does. One more time. Nice and controlled here. Remember all the cues from the last two sets. And here we go. Now those weights should be rubbing up against your legs on the way down. We don't want it hanging out our shoulder out in front of us, right against the legs, almost scraping the shins on the way down. Nice work. I love to see it. Squeeze the glutes up at the top. Send the hips forward. Be intentional. Feel the shoulder blades squeeze together, your elbows driving up to the ceiling. Couple more. Find your breath. Awesome job, everybody. Take a break. We're moving on. I love teaching classes. I love working out with friends. And ever since the pandemic, this has just been such a good way to make that happen. So I'm super glad you're here, and I'm super glad to be moving on to my next favorite muscle group, which is shoulders. Shoulders are my favorite muscle group to exercise, and really breaking the boundaries on the assumptions that are made and how heavy and strong you can be in these muscles right here, especially for women. So the two moves we are going to alternate is an upright row and a lateral raise. Now it's likely that you are stronger in this movement than in this movement. So if you have two options, please use them. And we're gonna get started. Now, upright row, something I want you to be aware of is we don't want the wrists to bend. So only go as high as the wrists still stay straight, the knuckles stay pointed down. We wanna unlock our knees, right? We don't wanna hyperextend our back with those locked knees. So unlock the knees, pull straight up. Elbows are the highest point here. Engage your core. And don't just pop it up to the top and fall down. Squeeze at the top, lower it down. I love it. This is really a great way to tone our shoulders without lifting overhead. If this is bothering you, you can try one arm at a time. You can also do this with a band. Let's do 3 more. And take that break. Awesome job. Next up is lateral raises. Now, this is a very misunderstood exercise where we think we can't get stronger because we try to be way out here with them. So when you first get started, keep that bend in the elbow and lift them up. And notice how my hand, my elbow, and my shoulder all finish together at the same height. All right, so I'm not gonna leave my hands behind and do chicken wings, and I'm not gonna lead with my hands either. So 45-degree, palms are facing each other, and then palms are gonna face the floor by the end of it. Now this movement should be disrupting your core. You should be fighting not to wiggle around. When the weight is heavy enough, you can actually work your abs too. If it's feeling light, make those arms a little longer. And if it's feeling heavy, add an extra bend in your elbow and take a break. Now, I finished that set and I could have done many more. And so if that happens, that's your cue, grab a heavier weight. If you could barely keep your form on the first few reps, too heavy, not worth it. It's more about the quality of our reps than the quantity or the weight. Because if you can focus and be in control, you are going to get a lot more out of it. Now, for your education, this muscle, your top anterior deltoid, your top, and your lateral deltoid, these are 2 different muscles. So while it is your shoulder, we are able to go back and forward and superset those because they were different areas of our deltoid. So we can go right into it, grabbing on straight back into an upright row. Now, if you only have access to light weights, one way that you can make it more challenging is add a pause and then slow on the way down. Add a pause, Slow on the way down. This prolongs your time under tension here, and I love to see it. We're really pumping up the shoulders together. Engage your core. We're not sucking it in. We are bracing our core. Go ahead and take a break. So I don't want you to suck it in. I want you to try to just flatten it out. If someone was going to come punch you in the tummy, you wouldn't suck it in. You would brick wall, spreading across. Like if someone took a piece of saran wrap and tightened it around you, everything would flatten, everything would engage. So go ahead and grab your weights for your lateral raises. Stand up tall, brace your tummy, and lift up and out to the side. If anything doesn't feel right, put the weight down and do a movement that works for you. Maybe it's mountain climbers. Maybe it's an extra set of what we last did. My neighbors are not used to watching me work out here. They said, "What's she doing?" But you know what? We have the opportunity to inspire and motivate the people around us by getting a little uncomfortable and putting ourselves out there. So next time you go to do a workout with me, send the info to a friend. And I would love to have more people in this crew. We're going to do that one more time. Ideally, 3 sets. Awesome if you have time for 4. I love to see that. Especially for supersetting, we're flying through these. So you can always add a 4th set if you so desire. Press pause on me, do some extra work. Okay, moving on. We have our upright rows. Last time, everybody try to add that pause. Everybody try to go slow on the way down. A lot of these moves can be done with a straight bar or with bands. So never get in your own way. Are you making an excuse, or do you just not have the resources or the knowledge to find the solution? I hope to give you that. Really try and drive the elbows up here. Don't get complacent about where your elbows are going. That's how we know your shoulder is squeezing. 2 more. Last one. Love to see it. We're going to burn it out. Let's go straight into those lateral raises. Palms face each other. Core is engaged. Soft bend in the knees. Lift it up. Ooh, it's heavy. That 3rd set should be real challenging. Again, different muscle. Lift it up. Couple more. Toned arms coming your way. All right. Nice work, everybody. We are going back to lower body. So we've rocked our upper body in the shoulders. We want to give those shoulders a little break in case we have a new move with them coming up. Moving on to lower body, we're going to do some lunges. So in performing a lunge, we watch out for the mess of weights that we've created. And we are going to take a step back. Now today, we are going to stay totally still. And we're just going to come down and up. If body weight is best for you, that's fine. But what I want you guys to notice is I'm coming straight down. See how my knee position doesn't change? So what I don't want is us to come forward and down. A lot of pressure on the knee. It's not working the muscles we want to use. For balance, we want to keep our legs hip width. Notice how that width between my legs is the same. That's why it's called a split squat. So we're splitting our legs, but we're still in that squat distance. This tight roping causes a lot of bad balance and a lot of tweak on the knees. So I will leave it up to you what weight to grab. But what I will say is do not shortchange yourself. You are stronger than you think. And if you grab a weight that's too heavy, just do less reps, but you're at least introducing that weight to your body. Grabbing on. And if it's better for you and your balance to step back and down and up and forward, fine by me. But we're going to stay still and we're just going to come down and up. Now, my upper body, and go ahead and get started if you haven't already, is upright. This is going to work my quads on the front leg. On the next set, we will do a different position that works a little more of the glute. You should be able to see your toes on the front foot. 2 more, 8 to 15 reps. Great work. Now we're going to switch sides. One side might be stronger than the other. Find your balance and bend that back knee down, like you're dipping it into some ink. Now you have an opportunity to squeeze your core here. Don't miss that opportunity. Feel your feet push through the ground and push up. Last one. All right, now we are going to use those same muscles, same exercise again. So give it a little bit. Shake your ankles out, roll them out. And we are going to move on to a more glute dominant lunge. So before we were totally upright, okay, in my upper body, down and up, using that quad. So now what we're going to do is with a flat back, we're going to tip forward like we did with the deadlift. And now we're still going to go straight down and straight up. I'm exposing my glute muscles more so that they can do more work for me. This is ideally what people try to do in the gym, target their glutes. I have a lot of people come up to me in the gym and say, hey, those lunges you were doing, if you just tip forward a little bit. And I'm like, I know. I like to work my quads. That's one of my personal goals, is to build up my quads. So if your personal goal is to build up your glutes, I'm not surprised. That's a goal for a lot of people. We want to tip forward. And something I will say about building your glutes is the stronger our glutes are, the stronger and more supported our low back will be, which is a chronic issue as we age. So let's avoid that and build up our glutes. That was a long rest break, so you should feel ready to rock and roll. Find your foot positioning, engage your core, tip forward just slightly, and come straight down and straight up, and you should feel your glute helping you do the work. Now, don't let your back knee touch the ground. When we do this, the muscle relaxes, we lose the tension. We're essentially taking a break in a really uncomfortable position. And rest. I ran through those so quickly because of how long we got to rest. Really seeing what that will do for you. Other side. Square the hips forward, right? We don't want to let that back hip float open. Tip forward for glute exposure. And down and up. Keep your neck long, so don't look up in the mirror. Tuck your chin and look about 1.5 feet in front of you. And take a break. All right, we're gonna do that one more time. Now I know that when we do single-sided, it takes a little bit longer. It drags on a little bit, but that's why you have me and hopefully some music to keep you going. Now, it is cold and windy out here in the desert. For those of you who don't know, I live in Las Vegas, and the season has changed. So we've got allergies, we've got static. It is just not the most fun to go to the gym. So I'm glad I can hunker down in my garage and work out with you guys. We're gonna do that one more time, and we're gonna start to wrap up this workout. Last thing we're gonna do after this is biceps and triceps. Don't miss it. Stay with me. Now you choose your variation this time, upright or tipped forward. Have a nice long stance. When we're too close together, it's a lot of pressure on the knees. Big stance if you can have the balance. Square the hips, down and up. So many cues. But I'm here to support you and guide you. Now you could have done this whole workout with body weight and still gotten some functional movement out of it. If it's getting too heavy, drop the weight and do it with body weight. Finish it up with intention. 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Other side is ready to go. Now, if your heart rate has really come up, you can wait for it to come down. Teaching your heart to pick up, slow down. Pick up, slow down is so great for our health, our heart rate variability, our heart rate recovery. Final side, last lower body exercise, down and up. Now, if you are not squeezing your core, and if you don't know how to, or if you've lost your balance, don't worry, I have a video all on core engagement, what it means, how to do it, on my free YouTube channel. Take a break. I love to see it, everybody. Now, we're gonna put the cherry on top with our biceps and triceps. Now, we were using our biceps in that row. We were using our triceps in that chest press. But to really tone our arms, we want to pump these little muscles individually, all right? So we're just gonna do 2 rounds of 10 bicep curls and 10 tricep kickbacks. This is gonna pump up your arms and get that toned look. And as a reminder, you cannot get bulky if you are not eating in a calorie surplus. And so do not worry about that. The toned look comes from us losing body fat around that muscle that we're toning, building, strengthening, and we burn calories all while we do it. Grabbing your last set of weights. We're gonna do palms up, right? Soft knee, squeeze the tummy, and curl it up. Now on this first set, I want you to look at my elbow position. My elbow position does not change here. Because if I'm letting my elbow hang back behind me, I'm not isolating my bicep. I'm not gonna get that toned look I'm going for. If it's feeling too heavy, go for one arm at a time, or switch it to a hammer curl, palms facing you. Let's do a total of 3 more. Awesome. Now we're doing the opposite muscle, so we can go right into it. So we're gonna deadlift our body down and stay here. Hands are gonna go into the armpits, arms squeeze against our sides, elbows are up, and we're gonna kick our arms straight back. We shouldn't have to swing them. We should be in control the whole time, looking straight down, about a foot in front of you. Shift your weight into the middle of your foot. Keep squeezing those arms against your sides. 2 more. Last one. Amazing. Such a great superset to take with you, keep with you, and do frequently. We have 1 more round of that, and we will finish our workout together. Great job, everybody. Let's finish strong with so much intent. We do not walk through the finish line. We run through it. And I'm not saying rush through this. I'm saying give it your all. When you feel like stopping, do 1 more rep and take that mindset with you through your entire day. I'm going to do 2 more. Oh, that means I'm going to do 3 more. Amazing. Let's finish this up, everybody. Tighten your core now. Brace yourself. Bend into that deadlift, hands into the armpits, kick it back. Can you squeeze at the back with your arms fully extended for a moment before you come back in? Can you come in with control and not have a huge pendulum swing going on? Why don't you rip apart that piece of paper between your feet while you're at it? For 3, 2, 1. Weights down, hands up. You did it. Muscles up, everybody. you are strong, you are capable, and you showed up. So similar to how we started, but now more static, we're going to go ahead and put an ear to the shoulder and now do the static standing still version of what we started with, chin to the chest. If you've had a hard time getting control of your breathing, because maybe you were talking the whole time like me, switch sides. In through the nose, out through pursed lips. Good. Go ahead and bring an arm across the chest. Now, why do we stretch our muscles? Well, one, we need to stay moving after a workout because we don't want that lactic acid buildup to make us sore or eat away at our muscles, that acidity. Roll the wrists out so that you can have them active for you the rest of the day. If you can, hold on to something and grab a knee. You're going to grab it with the same side hand and trying to keep your knee in line with your other knee for the best stretch. Squeeze your glutes if you want a little more intensity on that. Let it go. We want to bring our muscle some length. Switch sides. Because when our muscle squeezes, it's shortening. And so by lengthening it afterwards, we can use the full length, the full strength of that muscle. So good. Go ahead and take a seat. Butterfly your feet and tip forward. Go ahead and drop your head. And I want you to think about the most challenging part of that workout for you. Maybe you breezed through it. But maybe that one spot that you really felt it. And after you think about it, I want you to tell yourself, oh, I did it. Stretch the legs out long, tip forward again. Now think about the most fun, the easiest part, the part you crushed. And remember that feeling next time you want to skip a workout. Stand on up, everybody. That is a wrap for our full body resistance training workout. Again, my name is Coach Jess Lee. I love training with you here. Come back for more where we're going to have lots of different types of workouts to fuel you every day of the week. I've got your back. I support you. And remember that if you're alone in this journey, you're not anymore. All right, everybody. If you want more of me from a nutritional standpoint, I do one-on-one nutrition coaching, mindset work, personal development, you name it. I want to support you in all areas of your life. And it starts with our health and fitness. So I will see you next time for our next workout. Bye.